We're live. We're live. How's everybody doing? I haven't used this computer for a while, so please let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Uh, yeah, we're live. Live on YouTube. This is kind of random. I didn't really plan this. So yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get some comments here. Please send me a comment. Let me know if you're on here, and please let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. So yeah, there's a few things we can talk about here, anyways. Hey, we got Cam. Hi, Cam. Can you see me and hear me okay? Is this thing working? Hello, hi. Oh, we got a couple people on here. So I just minutes before hi Lyle, how you doing, bud? So we got a few people on here. Just minutes before I actually logged on, I was just on my phone, uh, and I got some sad news. We lost a shifters member. L. Thomas apparently had passed it on. I hope I'm saying this right. Tenor, Tenor or Tanner, uh, Tanner Jordan. He passed away. He was 62 years old, and he had prostate cancer. From what I can tell, he had a short box, square body, black with center lines on it. Nice looking truck. Uh, anyway, I don't know that I've ever met him. The truck looks familiar. Uh, anyway, that's too bad. We just lost him. L. Thomas has notified the shifters. He was a shifter for a long time, apparently. So that's too bad. Anyway, starting this with sad news. Didn't I? I really didn't want to start this with sad news, but it's good that we've got some people on here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Uh, yeah, we got a few things to talk about. The last video I did was the cars and coffee thing. Please let me know what you guys think of that. There's a couple things that I've got reservations about, but we can discuss that quickly here. For the most part, I'm pretty happy about the fact that we've got a place to go. Yeah, Tiger Automotive. Uh, so that beautiful lot there, we've had a number of car shows at that location, big events. Tigers put on a few of them there, and apparently holds 133 cars. Uh, couple of things that I've got reservations about. I have no control over either one of those things. The no bathroom part is going to be tricky. Uh, I well, at least for me anyway. I don't know about anybody else. But I like my coffee in the morning, and yeah, I'll be bringing my coffee. That's not a big deal. That's not gonna uh, break anything for me. I'll bring a coffee. It just I like to show up early and do video there. I get there usually at about 9. Sometimes I'm the first person at the Cars and Coffee, and I like to catch everybody rolling in. I like to get video of that. It's one thing to walk by the cars when they're sitting there, uh, but it's nice to catch action. When they're pulling into the lot and they're backing into their stalls. I think that just adds to a video to see them moving under their own power. Anyway, so I get there early. I get there at 9 or whatever, and I try and catch that video. And if I'm going to have time to mingle and drink my coffee, well, I'm not going to be able to sit there for 3 hours without a bathroom. It's just not going to work. My bladder will tell me I can't do that. So I don't. We'll see how it works. That's not a deal breaker for me. One thing I am concerned about is people that come in to look at the cars, and I think this was a problem at the other location as well. There was all that problem with people parking by Birmingham's and the big and tall. Some of it was participants, but some of it was also people that just coming to look at the cars. And I have a feeling that might happen at this David's restaurant. Of course, I have no control of that. There's lots of parking on Venture Crescent. Of course, Venture Crescent wraps right around Tiger Automotive. There's a couple dealerships in behind there. I don't know if they're open Sundays, but I'm sure there'll be parking, lots of parking for people to come and look at cars on Venture Crescent. But a lot of people might kind of, just like they're going to take the easiest, quickest, fastest route, and they might just park into David's parking lot and walk around the cars and not be a patron of that guy's restaurant, piss him off, and that's what I'm worried about. So overall, though, I'm really happy. I mean, it's not the type of lot that you can really cruise through. Like that was a problem at the Tim Hortons lot. It was you can drive through there. So people would actually, instead of getting out of their cars and walking around, a lot of them would actually drive through there when people were, looking at cars. It's just ridiculous. So there was a couple of things that were not, problems we had at the other location we're not going to see there. And there's really only the one neighbor I'm concerned about, and that's at David's restaurant, which is super close. I don't think we got to worry about anybody else there. Of course, time will tell. Anyway, I still think it's going to be better than the location. Yeah, I think there's lots of good things about that. I agree with you, Cam. There's lots of good things about that location. And you're dealing with people who are cart people, Tiger Automotive. So I should have said more in the video. So for those of you that don't know what Tiger Automotive is, I'm sure most of you that watch the channel know, and most of you are local people. But I always have to keep in mind that there's some of these people that are watching this video are not local, and they don't know what Tiger Automotive is or where it is and that sort of thing. So it's a big aftermarket supplier. They have a huge catalog of aftermarket parts that they provide. So their truck catalog has really grown. It's turned into a lot of truck accessories now, but they do have hot rod parts and accessories for cars and things like that. It's a huge catalog they have. Through my work, we buy through Grand West, but the retail side of it is Tiger Automotive, and they've got a huge warehouse, and they've got a very impressive facility there. They service and install everything they sell. If I had the opportunity to tour the building, the Dragons, when I was a Dragons member, we toured that location several years ago, and they've got upstairs. It's really set up nice. They've got a weight room up there, an exercise room. All kind of huge coffee room for their, it's very beautiful facility. Spared no expense building that. It's very nice. And then of course the whole warehouse in the back, they've got their bays, their installation bays, their top-notch equipment. It was the first time I ever saw a Hunter aligner that I now have today, but I had done alignments for several years before. And they had the top-notch Hunter alignment equipment before I even had it. Anyway, very nice facility. Good people there. I'm sure that Troy probably was instrumental. A good friend of mine, Troy, son of a former Dragons member, Troy Moen, and his wife is actually Lisa Moen, who sang that country music video where one of the Shifters members' trucks appear. Tim's truck appears in her country music video. And the last big Tiger event I remember attending, they had a stage outside where Lisa Moen, local country music star, was singing at that event. Anyways, they put on some cool events there. Beautiful facility. We're really lucky that they've opened that up to us. Just very, very grateful for that. Grateful that Victor took the time to source that out for us. Like I've mentioned, there's a lot of work to that. And, everybody who talks online about oh, we should check out this lot. What about that lot? What about that was just driving me crazy. And I think people were just feeling out what everybody was trying to say. Well, you actually got to go and find out who the owners of these businesses are. I was working on a different location when this all happened, and I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail, but I have a little idea of how difficult that is to set up. It's not easy to do, and you're trying to sell something to they don't really need us there, and we got kicked out of our last location, so it's a hard thing to sell. I mean, you could claim to be that all these people are going to be patrons of your business and everybody's going to support you and you want that, but really, I mean, you're just uh, it's a tough thing anyway. Uh, so yeah, I was working on a different location. I want to see how this turns out first, but I had a little idea of how tough this is to actually put together. So yeah, that I just if you guys got uh, anything you want to say about that, absolutely bring it up on here. Let's talk about the new Cars and Coffee. I don't know when the official. We'll have to watch the Cars and Coffee Facebook page and allow Victor to tell us when we can start going there. I'm sure once the snow melts, they may want to clean their parking lot. I don't know. He's going to give us an official start date. We got to wait for that. Unlike the old location, that was just a restaurant parking lot. Uh, we could basically show up when we wanted, and it was like the first event of the season. We hit that. It's sometimes when there's still snow on the ground, they're happy about it, Lyle. Well, that's good. That's good. I think a lot of people are. Uh, it's it's a positive thing. Uh, the old location, we were dealing with people, and we had approval to actually go there. But these people aren't local. Uh, the property managers what was the name of that company that put up all the signs? Uh, I forget what it is now. Anyway, they're not local. Their head office is in Nova Scotia, so it's not like they were there to see what was going on and that we were all respectful. We didn't do anything there other than maybe park in front of a couple places that we shouldn't have. That we didn't really cause any trouble. There was no big things going on at that location that warranted kicking us out. We were patrons of Tim's, and Tim's loved us. Tim's had nothing to do with it. They accommodated us every Sunday, and there's a lot of people there every single Sunday, all summer long. It was lined up to the door. I mean, when I got there at 9 a.m., I could get my coffee, and they were fast. They were well staffed, and they were expecting big crowds every single Sunday. And I think we only had one rainout last summer that gave them a little bit of a reprieve, but other than that, that place was absolutely swamped every damn Sunday till at least noon for sure. I felt bad for those people, packed. But anyway, we were not dealing with people that could see that we were good car community people, not doing anything wrong. Uh, Whereas the Tiger folks, they're local owners. I mean, locally owned and operated. So you're dealing with it's a totally different thing. What else can we talk about here? So Detroit Autorama is on currently. I've been watching some video of that. If any of you guys are curious, so that's the big one. That's where the Riddler Award is born. They do the top eight. That's the best of the best car builders and hot rods and muscle cars, customs and classics. And there's over 800 vehicles there. It's really impressive. So that is on. It started Friday and it's Saturday, and today's the last day, March the 2nd. And yeah, they'll announce a Riddler Award winner. We had a Riddler Award winner in Saskatoon. Was that a couple seasons ago? At the Dragons car show. It was a silver 57 Chevy. Now that thing had made the rounds, and it got beat up a little bit, but it was a Riddler Award winner at one point, and we were able to enjoy that one in Saskatoon a couple of seasons ago. These cars are amazing. I watched a 1 hour video. There's several online that you can watch to get a little taste of that. Lots of celebrities on hand. Danny Coker's there. Oh gosh, who else is there? Farm Truck and Asian. Tom Bailey's there with this. Oh, there's race car guys there. There's rat rock guys there. There's the Lord guys. All the top notch builders in the country. And I saw some Canadian cars there as well. So some Canadian builders are showing up there. Yeah, really, really cool deal. So I recommend checking out the videos. It was very impressive. Like I said, I watched about an hour's worth. Over 800 vehicles and motorcycles and stuff. You're not going to see it all in an hour. There was one video. I haven't clicked on that one yet, and I forget what it was called, but it was 2.5 hours. And that probably doesn't get you to all the vehicles either, but it gives you a pretty good look at the major players. There is some of the displays there are so incredible. These displays are valued at over $100,000. Just the display, like I'm talking the carpet and the mirrors and the lighting and the little, machined border that just incredible, the best of the best that you'll ever see. Anyway, that is going on right now in Detroit. I forget what the name of the event center was, but while we're talking about car shows, Dragons car shows coming up April 18th and 19th, Easter weekend. Yeah, I've mentioned this a couple times before. Very soon, actually, this month we're going to start doing video on some teaser videos. So I've talked with Shane and they're starting to collect a list of cars. Lots of applications already for the Dragon Show. Really good. I think they're over halfway there already. So that's really exciting. So this is the 63rd annual. Come and see the Dragons Car Show. Support Camp Easter Seal. It's $20 general admission. 6 and 15 is $10, and anybody under 6 years old is admitted free. So that's at the Prairieland Park, also known as the World Trade Center in Saskatoon. Easter weekend. Dragon's 63rd annual. Looking forward to that. Also, the Majestics Car Show poster was just out. I saw that one. That's the 57th annual this year, April 26th and 27th. And it's at the International Trade Center in Regina, Saskatchewan. Try to always hit that one. That's been since they cleaned up that Everhouse Place, that show that they put on now. They get more cars in there. They got higher quality cars in there. I think that show has improved 10 times. It's super, super good show in Regina. Always enjoy going to the Majestics and supporting them. April 26th and 27th, Regina, Saskatchewan International Trade Center. We got to hit that one too. What else we got going on? So, closer to home here, my buddy Steven was actually putting a call out on this on Facebook, helping to advertise a new event in Saskatoon. It's a new SIR event. It's called the Home Quarter Drag and Drive event. So it's the first time SIR has had its own drag and drive deal. Now they've been connected to the Miles of Mayhem. This year they got omitted from that because they have to, the Miles of Mayhem has to support all these other tracks. So this year, this is the first year we're not a part of it here in Saskatoon. So they've taken the time and created their own drag and drive event for the first time ever. Uh, Registration, let me see if I get this right here. Pre-registration is up until April 25th. It's a 2 days of driving, a total of 750 kilometers, and it's a heads-up racing. It takes place June 13th and 15th at SAR, so kind of exciting. So I know my buddy Steven, he's going to be a part of that. Like I say, 750 kilometers, drag and drive event, heads-up racing. SIR's first ever. Want to support SIR? Got to support our home tracks, guys. Spent a little time out there towards the end of the season. Myself and several friends, we went out there and ran our cars just for something different to do, and certainly enjoy having that track. And aside from that, like going to see the races, and it is world class. They've really SIR has come a long way in the last 20 years. I was an SDR. I remember when I first moved here in '89, and I was a member up until about '97, I believe it was. Right around the time they were buying the track and repaving it. And anyways, it's come a long way since then. Really impressive facility. That track is like glass now compared to the first passes and my cars aren't fast, so you have to run a pretty fast car to really feel the bumps in there. But there's absolutely no. It's nice and smooth now. It's a super smooth track, world class. We got to support them. Is all I'm saying. And this is the first ever drag and drive for SER in Saskatoon. Looking forward to that one. So have to watch that. What else we got? Oh, there's something really weird. Oh, sorry, I'm missing some comments here. Working on a daily drive, dropping in a 307 Olds engine into a 65 Rambler, 992 door hot top. Wow, very cool. Very cool. Well, that's you got to be the first guy I know of that's dropping a 307 Olds into a Rambler. That's yeah, definitely. Oh, hi Rochelle. Thanks for tuning in. I got the news about Tanner Jordan. I hope I'm saying that right, and that's too bad. Longtime Shifters member passed away from prostate cancer. He was 62 years old as of last January. Yeah, that's sad. Where was I? Oh yes, 307 Olds engine into a 65 Rambler. That's pretty neat. What was I? Oh, there's something really weird here. I wanted to share it with you. It's in kind of the automotive news world, and it was bizarre. It's bizarre. So a cargo ship. This happened very recently. A cargo ship left Germany, full of Volkswagens and Porsches, Lamborghinis, and Bentleys. Brand new vehicles coming over the ocean from Germany. It was supposed to land in Rhode Island February 23rd. They had trouble halfway across the ocean. They had trouble. This ship had 4,000 container ship had 4,000 automobiles on it. It sank. It went down with 4,000 automobiles on it. That is just crazy. And high-end automobiles, most of which were probably Volkswagen. But Porsche, it says here Porsche, Lamborghini, and Bentley cars. It went down to in the middle of the Atlantic very recently here. But you think about the environmental impact of that, not only the loss of millions and millions of dollars of automobiles and the ship, of course, but you think about every one of those cars, 4,000 cars had to have a little bit of gas in them, a little bit of gear oil, engine oil, brake fluid, antifreeze, and what else? All the fluid, every one of those cars now underwater in our ocean. Holy shit, that's just incredible. I mean, you think about the environmental impact of one or two or 10 cars, and this and then the ship. the ship, but how many millions of liters of fuel and diesel or and oil and all the shit that goes along with that in the bottom of the ocean. I don't know if they're. This news is very fresh, so I don't know if I hear any more. I'll let you guys know, but certainly that is just mind-boggling to me. 4,000 cars, high-end cars, full of fluids, sitting at the bottom of the ocean right now, just leaching that shit out into our ocean. Uh, and then the ship itself. I just that just completely boggles my mind. Maybe some of these vehicles were electric vehicles and they had a battery versus gasoline and oil, but that's probably a bad thing too. There's a lot of shit in those batteries that you probably don't want in the ocean. Anyway, that is Lamborghini rear differential fit into a Vega. Okay. Lamborghini. So yeah, well, it's full of fluids, is what I'm getting at. All that stuff is full of fluids. I mean, they maybe don't have full. They probably didn't have full gas tanks, but the differentials, the transmissions, the radiators. Then you got brake fluid, and all that stuff. Air conditioned vehicles. Well, they've got. So I just I can't believe that. I just like I'm sure they're going to try and recover some of this, maybe if they can. It sounds like I forget how many miles. I forget the exact location. They had an exact location pinned where this thing went down. Apparently, it had trouble halfway across. I don't know if it hit bad weather or it had some kind of mechanical issue. It was starting to sink. I don't know what the deal was, and then it was getting escorted the rest of the way in, and it didn't make it. It went down with all that shit on there, with all those cars. I'm just anyway. That's absolutely crazy, crazy stuff. Uh, so, anyways, I'm just kind of rambling on here, guys. So I didn't plan to do a live today. This was kind of random. Uh, I mentioned in my last video that this winter is kicking my ass, and it's not just. Honestly, I'll give you a backstory on that. It's not just the weather and all the abundance of snow we've had. I hate shoveling snow, and the cold was just incredibly nasty the last month here. But also the fact that I've had all these garage tours set up and none of them worked out. And it was nobody's fault. It just random stuff happens. I had one booked yesterday and the fella got sick. Can't help it. He got sick and he wanted to reschedule. I don't know if we're going to be able to reschedule anymore because I think I'm going to be dedicated to the Dragons here very shortly. But regardless, and that's a good thing. I'm glad I'm getting into March now where we can share some car content with you. It's been kind of hit and miss. One of my buddies, he had surgery. And another guy, his heater died, and there was all kinds of things that just went south on me. Last winter, it ran so smooth. I had every weekend I had some good car content to share with you. Lots of garage tours. Everybody likes those. I love doing them, and it didn't work out so well this winter for some reason. So when I was saying in the last video that this winter's kicking my ass, that stuff was just on my mind, and it wasn't just the weather in the long winter that we had. It was also the fact that this YouTube deal is kind of kicking my ass as well. So anyway, we're doing a live today. Not a bad thing. Good to touch base with you guys. Yeah, getting ready for car season. Get the car out, enjoy this. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I started up mine yesterday. I was working on it for the first time in a long time. I've done a little bit of work to the Chevelle, not a lot. But yeah, it was nice to hear that thing running the first time in 6 months. But yeah, you guys, I know Calvin's in the garage. He's working away on his. It's got fresh paint on it. You guys have shared that on Facebook. and he shared with me yesterday that he's starting to get stuff back together on it. Cam, you're working on the van? Van is almost ready to go. Good to hear. My buddy Blair, he sent me a video yesterday. He got his car running, so that's made some. He made some significant changes to like to look at it. It's going to look like the same car. It might sound a little different, and that's because he's made some really significant engine changes. Exciting stuff. That thing's going to be on ethanol, uh, making super fast passes at the track this season. I'm really excited to see how that turns out. So he got that thing running after a lot of upgrades, major upgrades. Very exciting. Another friend of mine, Bill, he bought another vehicle. I wanted to get over and video that. That didn't happen, unfortunately. But yeah, anybody else is working on the stuff in the garage here? Halo, you mentioned you put a 307 Olds engine into a Rambler. That's pretty cool. Cam's got his van going. What else is going on, guys? Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of neat stuff out this summer. We'll find out at that Cars and Coffee. That'll probably, I'm thinking that's going to be the first one we hit. Kind of very excited for that. So maybe we'll see a lot of new stuff. That first few, the first Cars and Coffee, the first few hop nights, that is when we see all this new stuff. And every year there's something that's new and really exciting. And I know, Rochelle, you guys have got one in your garage that is very, very new and fresh and a very long time coming. And we'll have to do a complete video with Calvin on that one when it's all done, after it makes its debut at the show. Excited about that. 30-ish years in the making, yeah. Calvin had that car uh, beside the garage in that little cubby hole there. I lived here for almost 20 years, didn't know it was in there. I didn't know he had that car sitting in there. And then I heard the story of how he acquired it, and it kind of got, put aside. But yeah, I'm glad he kept it, and it was always in the back of his mind, and started collecting stuff for it, and there we are. Uh, it was there, just hadn't seen it in 10 years. And it's got an interesting story. Uh, when he acquired it, it was just basically a 66 Chevelle. And the guy that was selling it stripped it of all his goodies, just like your car started out as a parts car for something else. So not much left of it, but what was there was actually appeared to be 66 Chevelle. So possibly it was stolen and somebody was trying to disguise it. And then after that, then you find out uh, the rest of it. We got to share that on a video. We got to do a proper video with Calvin and share all that. Uh, the order, that car, the way it was ordered, and all the colors and the interior color and the roof and all the stuff that goes with that. We'll share that in a proper video. 30 years, that's a long time coming. Yeah, guys. So, anybody else got anything else? Any reservations about the Cars and Coffee? Any excitement about the Cars and Coffee? Excitement about the car show coming up? What you're working on in the garage? All that stuff. Yeah, it'll make an awesome video. There's a lot of cool history on that one. And it took forever to build that car because they kept kicking the order back. Yeah, we're going to cover that properly. Might be a long video. Has anybody else got anything? I don't have much else to add here. Yeah, huge thank you to Tiger Automotive and to Victor for setting that up. For them to allow us to have Uh, that's a beautiful facility. I just really hope that it works out well. Hey, Rob, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Yeah, you're excited also. Yeah, yeah, and Cam. Yeah, that's they got a lot of money in that. I couldn't imagine what that uh, Tiger Automotive building and that lot is worth. Many, many millions of dollars. And they are an aftermarket supplier. We got to support them. Uh, Say thank you when you go in there. When you see Troy Moen and the staff in there, let them know that you enjoy coming to the Cars and Coffee, and we enjoy the thank you for allowing the use of our lot. We appreciate you, and we appreciate that. So a weekly deal. This Cars and Coffees is probably the most successful weekly. It is the most successful weekly event I've ever seen ever anywhere. Uh, where it has grown from when Victor started that, he mentioned it. Uh, I wasn't sure if it was going to fly. It was just a few of us showed up, kind of the tuner crowd, and then it just kind of exploded, and everybody comes to that thing. It was a nice location. It was a nice time of day, and everything about it was good. And the idea of it spread, and we had people coming from other cities to and other provinces to attend that our little Cars and Coffee here in Saskatoon. Pretty incredible. 4-year run we had there. 4 years at that location. Hopefully, we can have another 4 years without any issues. And we never really got an official reason as to why they never. Well, it's hard to know. It may had nothing to do with the parking at the other locations. It may have been totally a liability thing, and I was hearing more about that. Like I say, these people are based in Nova Scotia. They don't know what we're doing here. So when they hear that there's an event that takes place on one of their properties, maybe they just, well, there was something that went on in Toronto, and a bunch of teens destroyed this, and did that, and somebody got sued, and it was property. Maybe that was the reason. I don't know. It was definitely the most successful event, and I think it got started with a need for an event 5 years ago. Yeah, I guess it's 5 years technically. It was 4 years. Uh, uh, 4 years. I think it was 4 years that Victor said we celebrated. Whatever. I hope we have another 4 or 5, 10 years of Cars and Coffee at this new location without any issues. That would be nice. Big part of the car community. The thing I liked about that one is uh, it it was open. You saw the tuner guys, you saw the lowrider guys, you saw the rat rod guys, muscle cars, custom hot rods, classics. Everybody kind of came together at that one, and you don't really see that a lot. They do this in the other centers, as other big cities, and in the states. They do exactly that, and it's a morning Cars and Coffee deal. It's not always at a cars. It's not always at a coffee place like we had. So that isn't an issue. They meet at open parking lots in different locations, and it works out just fine. But it's the morning crowds that you get all that are good. They have in the states. They have a lot of cases where they do these night things. These night and then turns into a crazy thing that maybe, and I'm just guessing. I'm thinking that maybe these real estate companies, real estate managers, I guess is the word I'm looking for, see that kind of stuff, that crazy sideshow stuff like we had here over Cruise Weekend at different different parking lots. It was at the Super Save whatever parking lot. Then it moved to the co-op parking lot where guys are doing burnouts and doing stupid shit at night. Well, that goes on constantly in the States at night. And the stuff that happens in the morning typically is pretty quiet and easygoing crowd, and nobody in it. And it's different cultures all come together, different car cultures all mixed together, and everybody kind of respects each other. And that's what we had going here, and it was kind of nice. Hopefully, it continues. Certainly enjoyed it. Anyway, guys, I'm running out of things to say. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend. Looking forward to finally getting some spring stuff going on here. Cars and Coffee is not specific any make model. Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, a lot of neat stuff. I even saw a boat there once. He didn't stay long, but some dude showed up with a boat with a big 454 supercharged zoomy headers out the back, and he parked it. I think he parked in front of the Big and Tall, and he only stayed for about an hour and he left. But a little bit of everything. Drag truck. We had the guy with the drag truck. A lot of neat stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Kind of a random live. I didn't plan this. This was just, I thought, very soon I'm going to have some proper car content for you. I know I might have a guy planned for next weekend, and then we're going to get into very soon the whole Dragons teaser videos. We'll have a whole bunch of those. I think Shane wants to do like a dozen of them again. He likes doing those, and it helps advertise for our car show coming up, and you'll see some sneak peeks on some really neat stuff that's going to be in the show this year. I always look forward to doing those. They're a lot of fun. But thank you very much for tuning in, and appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys, next weekend. Thanks for tuning in.